And I just say this to say this because if you have never been depressed and you've never dealt with suicidal thoughts, you really don't know what it means to be like gut wrenching sad. You really don't know what it feels like to feel suffocated by your own inability to take care of yourself and to make yourself be at peace and be in a very uplifting spirit. And I see a lot of stuff on social media and the internet talking about like, oh, just go outside, work out, write affirmations, journal. And for some people that works. And I feel like that really works when you coming from a place of some kind of stability and not you haven't made much huge transitions in your life. It's either you, and especially if you're in a first world country, like I feel like there's just a certain level that personally, if you are coming from outside of a first world country, you are not in the same mind space. And I feel like when you deal with depression, it hits a lot harder. And because I feel like you don't have the certain, I guess, mental fortitude to really deal with these problems, and it can really affect you. And like, for me personally, it's, I'm a giver. I like to help people out. I like to, be a shining light of like, going for it and, trying to like, pave your own way and, like find opportunities and also be a helping hand at a time. And through that process, especially when I decided to be an entrepreneur, I started dealing with burnout. I started dealing with bad relationships with people and unaware of how my traumas and have affected with how I build relationships, how I see red flags in relationships and how I deal with them. And because I believe that everybody can be great people and have good intentions, I sometimes overlook the real things. When they say a person's a spade is a spade, well, that's that's my challenge. When your cup's empty and somebody's telling you, oh, just go out and give more, and just be grateful for what you have, and I feel like that comes off really insincere and like you don't understand the problem. The problem is this person has given so much, and you're asking them to fill up an empty cup with nothing. And what they need is some support. And a lot of people like myself who are immigrants, and especially if you came here without a family and you came here by yourself, no foundation, no family support, people people in your own country looking at you as a financial resource, people, your friends don't call you and check upon you, everybody just doing their own thing, and you're just out here on your lonesome. It's really hard for somebody to bounce back from that. I'm just like, oh yeah, let me just pull myself from my bootstrap, and that's very toxic in itself to tell somebody to do that. And that's what I was dealing with. I was really struggling with finding peace and happiness when I had these expectations that I had to uphold and also these new responsibilities because I'm now a father of two. It was just weighing down on me, man. Like, it started off with failing in entrepreneurship and going through burnout and stuff like that, and trying to find success. And then on top of that, you now are a parent and you need to, provide for your family and stuff like that. And then at the same time, you need to fulfill your goals. And it's not, I'm not comparing myself to anybody. I already had these things set up and I'm trying to do it, and then I got this curveball of responsibilities and things change. And it's really hard to just switch, especially like for myself. I didn't have nothing to fall back on outside of culinary, and just like I want to spend time around my kids. And starting my own business in the food and hospitality industry is extremely expensive, and I man don't got that cash, so I don't know how I'm going to do that. Um, so I've been just like trying to make what I set out to do work, and I know I've done the market research. I haven't talked to enough people. Probably is my biggest downfall, um, but I know the market's there. I'm seeing other businesses come into the same space years after I've been working on this and now thriving. And so I know I'm onto something. And I just, a lack of and a sense of not being the best person I can be made me freaking sad. And I want to give all to my kids, but I don't want to. It's hard to give all to your kids when you're thinking about finances and you're thinking about stability and stuff like that. And yet at the same time, you want to. Because, bro, if you guys don't know, you can't trust these daycares and you can't trust these public schools. Like, they're shit. And I'm not doing that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that to my kids. It fucked me up, and, excuse me, it messed me up. And I don't want to do that to my kids. I see this light in them, and I don't want to have that light dimmed. I want it brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter till they're out in this world. And when they're dealing with all the BS in this world, they are a bright light trotting through this Babylon spiritual war, what we have going on, and them solid soldiers. That's what I want for my kids. So I gotta do what I gotta do to make it happen. But at the same time, I want to have a really fulfilled life myself. Like, excuse me if I'm, let me just be blunt. I am not the type of parent who's going to give up on my life just to provide for my kids. I see a lot of young parents once they have kids and stuff like that, and it seems like, I don't know if it's a lack of ambition or if it's just like they just think it's a great excuse, but they're like, oh, my kids are my legacy. No, they're not. Oh, I just do everything for my kids. So what you're really telling your kids is that when you have kids, give up on your dreams just to take care of your kids. Like, what kind of lesson that? That don't make no sense. I feel like we should, as parents, young parents, millennial bracket parents, the best thing you can do for your kids is become the best version of yourself and show your kids the process of doing that, whatever that might be. And if that means that you don't become, and I ain't gonna say that, because I believe if you do that, you're gonna achieve whatever the financial milestone you want to reach. I really feel that. I don't feel like you're going to fail if you, in that regards, you're gonna succeed. Work towards being the best version of yourself, and that's what I'm doing right now. Like, despite dealing with suicide thoughts before and depression now, I'm always trying to be the best version of myself. And I know that this physical state that I'm in is just temporary, and I know that this mental state that I'm in is just temporary, and I'm getting closer and closer.